It was 2:17 a.m. The neighborhood was completely silent. No dogs barking, no wind, no passing cars. I was alone in my room. Then suddenly, knock, knock. A soft sound came from the front door. I didn't move. I told myself it was probably nothing. But then, knock, knock, knock. This time, it was closer, deliberate, slow, like someone wanted me to hear it. I grabbed my phone. No signal, no internet. I checked the time again. 2:18 a.m. I whispered, "W, who's there?" No answer, but then I saw something. A shadow slid across the gap beneath the door. My heart started pounding. I knew one thing for sure. I was the only one living in this house. I stared at the door, and that's when it happened. Slowly, painfully slowly, I stepped back. The handle stopped. For a full minute, nothing happened. Then, click, the door opened by itself. There was no one outside, just one thing. Wet footprints on the floor, and they weren't leading away toward me. I didn't turn around because something deep inside me said, if I looked back, I wouldn't survive the night. Then I felt it, a cold breath near my ear, and a voice whispered, "Why did you open the door?" I didn't turn around. I couldn't. Those wet footprints stopped right behind me. The air in the room felt heavier, colder, like something was standing there, breathing without lungs. I forced myself to take a step forward, then another. Every movement felt wrong, like I was being watched from inches away. That's when I noticed the mirror. It was mounted on the wall across from my bed. I hadn't looked at it all night. Slowly, very slowly, my eyes lifted. At first, I saw my own reflection. Pale face, wide eyes, frozen in fear. Then, something shifted behind me. In the mirror, there was a tall figure standing inches from my back. Too tall. Its head was tilted at an unnatural angle, like it was trying to understand how humans stand. Its arms were too long, hanging past where hands should be. But the worst part, it had no face, just a dark, empty shape where a face should be. My reflection was crying, but I didn't feel tears on my face. The thing in the mirror leaned closer, and then it smiled, not with a mouth, but with a stretch in the darkness, like the shadow itself was grinning. I shut my eyes. I counted 1, 2, 3. When I opened them again, the mirror was normal, empty, just me. I exhaled. That's when I felt something wrap around my wrist. Cold, dry, not human. My arm lifted on its own. My body wasn't listening to me anymore. My hand moved toward the door, toward the open darkness. And then I heard it again, right behind my ear. Not a whisper this time, a command. Come see what's waiting. My feet started moving. I tried to scream. Nothing came out. And just as I crossed the doorway, everything went black. I woke up to sirens. Red and blue lights flashed across the walls. For a moment, I thought it was a dream. Then I felt the cold concrete beneath my body. I wasn't in my room anymore. I was lying on the front porch, barefoot. The door behind me was wide open. A police officer crouched beside me. "Sir, can you hear me?" I tried to speak, but my throat burned. Another officer walked out of the house, his face pale. He whispered something to his partner. They both looked at me like I shouldn't exist. An ambulance arrived. As they lifted me onto the stretcher, I heard one of the cops say, "That's impossible." I turned my head. "What is?" I asked. The officer hesitated. Then he said, "This house has been abandoned for over 10 years." I laughed. I told them they were wrong. I showed them my phone, my clothes, my keys. They didn't respond. Instead, one officer pulled out an old photo from his pocket. It was black and white. The same house, burned, collapsed, and in the corner of the photo, there was a body on a stretcher. A body that looked exactly like me. Same face, same clothes, same watch. The date on the back of the photo read 2014. My hands started shaking. "That's not me," I said. The officer swallowed hard. "That man died here," he said. He was found on the porch, barefoot. After reporting someone knocking on his door at 2:17 a.m., my heart stopped. I checked my watch. The time blinked. 2:17 a.m. The officer backed away. The lights flickered. The house creaked. And then I heard it again. From inside the house. The slow, familiar sound. Knock, knock. The officer whispered, "We have to leave now." As they ran, I felt my body grow heavy, cold, unmoving. I couldn't scream. I couldn't move. The door slammed shut, and the last thing I saw was my reflection in the window, standing inside the house, smiling, waiting. My phone rang at 1:46 a.m. That alone wasn't strange. What was strange was the caller ID. My own number. I stared at the screen, waiting for it to stop. It didn't. Against my better judgment, I answered, "Hello." For a second, there was nothing. Then I heard my own voice, breathing, slow, panicked. "Don't come down here." My heart dropped. "Who is this?" I whispered. The line crackled. Then my voice again. "I already tried to leave. It doesn't let you." The call ended. I checked my phone log. No missed calls. No outgoing calls. Nothing. I told myself it was a glitch. Then I heard it. A sound from downstairs. The basement door opening. I hadn't been in the basement in months. I locked it. I know I did. Slow footsteps echoed up the stairs. One step, then another. My phone buzzed again. Same number. My number. A text this time. "If you see me, run." I stood frozen at the top of the stairs because I could see something moving in the darkness below. And it was moving, exactly like me. I didn't move. I couldn't. The thing at the bottom of the stairs stepped into the faint light, and my stomach twisted. It was me. Same height, same clothes, same haircut. But the way it stood was wrong. Its shoulders slumped like they were barely attached. Its head tilted slightly, as if it wasn't used to holding one up. My phone buzzed again. A voicemail. I didn't press play. It played on its own. My voice filled the room. It copies you the longer you look at it. The thing downstairs lifted its head. Its eyes met mine. They were empty, like someone had scooped everything human out of them. It smiled, but its smile was delayed, as if it had to remember how. It took a step forward. The floorboard creaked. At the same moment, the same creak echoed from my own feet. We were moving together, mirroring each other. I backed away. It backed away too. That's when I realized I wasn't controlling the movement anymore. It was. My phone vibrated one last time. A text appeared. It needs you to come closer. The lights flickered. When they came back on, the basement stairs were empty. I exhaled. Then I felt breath on the back of my neck. Warm, too warm, and a whisper, perfectly in my voice, said, "Found you." Everything went dark. I woke up to the sound of voices. Not whispers, real voices. Men shouting orders. Flashlights cut through the darkness. I was lying on the basement floor. Cold concrete. Damp air. No memory of how I got there. A police officer grabbed my arm. "Don't move." I sat up slowly. My head was pounding. "Someone broke into my house," I said. "There's someone here who looks like me." The officers exchanged a look. One of them swallowed. They helped me upstairs. That's when I saw it. In the living room, there was another man sitting on the couch, handcuffed, bruised, shaking. He looked up and screamed because he was me. Same face, same scar above the eyebrow, same voice when he begged. That's not me. I'm the real one. My heart raced. I said the same thing. The officers froze. One cop whispered. There were 2 emergency calls from the same number, same voice. They separated us, asked questions, same answers, same memories, same childhood, same parents' names, same scars, same fears. The officer checking records went pale. "Sir, your name matches a man reported missing from this address 3 months ago. Both of us spoke at once." "That's impossible," the cop continued. "And the body we found back then, we never identified it." The lights flickered. The basement door creaked open on its own. One officer turned toward the sound. That's when the other me smiled. Not nervous, not scared, relieved. He leaned toward the officer and said, "He's the copy." Everything happened fast. Shouting, gun drawn, confusion, then darkness. I woke up in a hospital bed, bandages on my arm. A cop stood nearby. "You're lucky," he said. "We almost made a mistake." I swallowed. "So, you know, I'm real?" He hesitated, then slid a mirror toward me. "Tell me something," he said. "Do you remember making that call from the basement?" I looked at my reflection, and behind my eyes, something blinked, something unfamiliar. I opened my mouth to answer, and my voice said, "Yes, but I don't remember saying it." My grandfather told me this one day before he died. He grabbed my hand, his grip tighter than it should have been, and said, "Never sleep in the last room of the house." I laughed it off. That room had been locked for years. An old storage room. Dust, cobwebs, a broken bed frame. After my grandfather passed away, the house filled with relatives. That night, my uncle said, "Just sleep in the back room. Everywhere else is taken." I hesitated, but everyone laughed. So at 1:12 a.m., I lay down in that room, alone. The air felt wrong, cold, even though it was summer. I was just starting to drift off when tap. It sounded like someone knocking from inside the wall. I sat up. Then tap-a-tap. This time it was clearer. On the other side of that wall was another sealed room. No one ever went in there. I reached out and placed my hand against the wall. And then something pressed back. A hand, perfectly aligned with mine. Only a wall between us. I pulled my hand away instantly. My breathing went out of control. Then a soft voice came through the wall. "You're sleeping here too?" My chest tightened. I grabbed my phone. The time read 1:13 a.m. Then the voice spoke again. "This room was mine yesterday. Tonight, it's yours." The light bulb flickered once and went out. In the darkness, I realized something else. Something was breathing under the bed. Slow, patient, waiting. I stayed completely still. The breathing under the bed wasn't loud. It was careful, like it knew I was awake. I reached for my phone and turned on the flashlight. The beam shook as it hit the floor. Nothing, just dust and the legs of the bed. Then the breathing stopped. At the same moment, the flashlight flickered. A message appeared on my screen. No signal. That's when something scraped against the wood beneath me. Slow, deliberate, as if nails were dragging across the floor. I whispered, "Hello?" The scraping stopped. Then the bed sank slightly, like something had grabbed the frame from below. I slid off the bed and backed toward the door. That's when I noticed the closet door was open. I was sure it had been closed. From inside the closet, a voice spoke, not through the wall this time, right there in the room. "It doesn't like the light." My heart slammed against my ribs. "Who's there?" I asked. The voice answered, "The one who slept here before you." The floor creaked. Something moved out from under the bed. I shined the flashlight just in time to see a shape pulling itself upright. Too thin, too long, its joints bent the wrong way, and its face looked like someone had tried to remember a human and failed. The light flickered again. When it came back, the room was empty. No closet noise, no breathing, just one thing left behind. Deep scratches on the underside of the bed, and written in the dust, with long fingers, "Don't fall asleep." Then the bedroom door locked itself from the outside. I slammed my shoulder against the door. Nothing. Locked from the outside. The air in the room felt thicker now, like it was pressing down on my chest. My phone buzzed. One new notification. No service, but a message still came through. "He warned you because he survived." My hands were shaking. Survived what? I whispered. The light flickered, and suddenly, I wasn't alone. The temperature dropped so fast my breath turned white. The wall in front of me began to darken, like moisture spreading through concrete. A shape slowly pushed outward, not breaking the wall, passing through it. I understood then. The room wasn't haunted. It was a door. The voice returned calm, almost tired. "This room chooses someone to stay." Images flooded my mind. My grandfather, young, lying on the same bed, breathing slowly, pretending to sleep. The thing under the bed reaching for him, stopping, moving away, because he stayed awake, because he didn't give in. "Sleep means permission," the voice said. The thing fully emerged. Tall, bent, its face empty, like a mask never finished. It pointed toward the bed. "You're already here." My eyelids felt heavy, impossible to keep open. I remembered my grandfather's last words. Never sleep in the last room. I smashed the phone against the wall. The light burst. The room screamed, not out loud. Inside my head, the door flew open. I collapsed into the hallway. When I woke up, it was morning. Sunlight filled the house. The room at the back was gone. No door, no wall, just solid concrete. My family said that room had never existed, but every night at 1:12 a.m., I still feel it. The pull, the pressure behind my eyes, waiting for me to sleep. Because the room never lets you leave. It just lets you escape.